Okay, and welcome. I think I got the balance about right. Maybe the music's a little quiet for you, but hopefully it'll be decent under the sound of my voice. I think it'll be fine. Okay, we're playing our second episode of Medieval Engineers today. I did a lot of stuff off camera since the first kind of preview episode. This episode, we're actually going to do some work. As you can see here, I've got this weird rope pattern on the ground here. Basically what I was doing was I was leveling a large section of circular dirt here. And as you can see, using triangular rope sections with these, what are they called, landscape stakes, which can be made here. Well, I guess they're made in the crafting, but anyway, it's like a stick or something. It's very cheap. And the ropes, which each require 5 flax, so they're kind of expensive when you have this many. You just put them in, they have to be triangles, and then you grab your shovel, and then the game has a little way of telling you where there's a little area maybe where the land's not quite level, and it's this little white film that appears. I'm not sure if there's any visible here, maybe, not really. It's not really visible, because most of this land I've already leveled out, and it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. So, and I use these timbers to kind of highlight that. Oh shit, I don't know what happened there. Well, now you can see that little film. Maybe it's because, oh, it's because this isn't actually a triangle. Shit. Okay, well that was a big mistake on my end. Hopefully I can get this pretty close to where it was. Yeah, that's pretty close. I mean, this one's a little bit... What I should really do, actually, is I should not be lazy. If I just connect this up over to here, I'll make that into a triangle, as you can see, and then now I can safely edit this voxel without it going exceeding the place where I wanted it to go. Okay, perfect. And this still is not a triangle, but I'm not worried about that because I already did that part. As you can see, it's not perfect. You know, there's little places. These planes themselves are not completely level. So, but it's pretty close. You can see that the variation on this is pretty minimal. You know, I could always come in here and, you know, do a little bit of touching up like that. But at some point, it just, you know, you're just tweaking something that doesn't really need to be tweaked. So I think this will be pretty good, and what I've done here is I've got the framework for this Rotary Farm. Now this is the Rotary Farm from the, there's a video on YouTube, let me look it up here real quick. Tiberius Mercer from 2017 did this great Rotary Farm. Now he or she used 5 compartments. I've got, let me get up here and show you. I've got 3. You could make this 4 or 5 compartments. I've just got the 3, and by far this first one is not the most useful. And then what I'm going to do, we're going to finish building this out today. I've got some catch blocks and wheels and timber in my inventory, and I think if because of the length of this dirt area, I think I'm just going to leave it at this. And so the question is, do I get rid of these landscape stakes first? I suppose I should, but I kind of like. I'll finish the thing first. So what I'm actually going to do, and you can look up how to build this using that video. I'm not going to go over the steps I've already done here. I'm actually going to do, these are timber 10s, and I'm going to put 2 timber 4s on either side, like this. And then we're going to put a catch block in the middle here. Oops, that is not what we want. We want a one-sided catch block, technically. Okay, there we go. And then we'll put the wheel on there. Okay. And then the way they do it in the video is they go ahead and just put a little protection thing on here. I'm not sure if they use 3s or what, but I'm just kind of using their influence and making it up as I go. I'll put a timber 8. Yeah. Is that gonna rotate freely? It looks like it will. And then we'll do a couple timber 3s over here. There we go. And then what they put a little handle on it over here. I'll make a little timber 5 handle. Okay. So that's going to be the edge, and hopefully that timber 5 doesn't get caught up in the side of the... I don't think it will, because I'm going to lose a little space when I activate this. Now on the other end, we want to go over here and just throw on the full timber 10s right along there, like so. And like so. This is actually not 9 across, not 10, but that's just the nature of trying to make it symmetrical. So the rest of it's 10. I stick it out 1 there. It's asymmetrical there, but it has to be that way to have enough room for the machinery that we're going to put in there. Okay, so we're going to do, I'll do timber 3 on this side, and I think it's going to be a timber 2 over here. And then another one-sided catch block. And then we'll put the wheel on this side. Okay, and I guess maybe I should probably build a little thing for it over here too. So we'll just kind of repeat what we did on the other side. Make a little housing for the wheel. This one doesn't need a handle, so I'm just gonna close it off like that. Okay, and make sure that that should rotate freely as well. Okay, now the next step is a little tricky because you have to get on top here. Oops, let me see if I have any. I'm trying to think what the best thing. Maybe if I just build a little staircase here. Actually, you know what? I can't because it'll ruin my rope. Let me just run in here and grab a ship's ladder. That should be fine. Been storing up a lot of materials, and I've got a lot of money saved up as well. A little mishap on the server. I don't think there's anything that they did wrong. It's just something happened where you'd load in and your character would be like hovering in midair, and then you wouldn't see anything you built. I thought all my stuff had been deleted. It turns out it's just a glitch. Not sure what happened, but it seems like they fixed it. And I got all my stuff, and I was very worried. I was like, oh man, I can't believe everything disappeared. It's like, if I let my taxes expire, it wasn't for that long. Oh shoot, that's not going to stay up, is it? Okay. Well, I guess I'll have to go with the stairs option here. So anyway, a bit of a glitch, and now that I've been kind of thinking about it, and you know, the last time I played on the Copper Hills, god damn it. The last time I played on the Copper Hill server, we had a similar issue with, I had left the game for, I don't know, a few months or something, and, or not months, a few weeks, and when I came back, you know, it's right around the time I needed to pay my taxes, and I was just, not able to do so, and it turns out that what was going on there was, actually I better do that one. It's probably a similar glitch. It probably wasn't that I needed to pay taxes. It was probably something more to do with the game glitching out and then my property disappearing rather than it actually going away because of the natural tendency for this game to delete property over time. Okay. Sorry. I had to have a bite of my ramen noodles. Okay. So the basic idea here, first of all, we're going to get rid of these 2 support beams because they're not needed. Okay, we're getting some major lag there. That could mean... Oh yeah, that's server crash lag right there. So that means the server is about to crash, which is never good. Yep, here we go. So, not sure how much progress we will have lost, but we'll have to wait for the server to pop back up. That's unfortunate that they decided to go ahead and crash the server, first of all in the middle of my day, and second of all in the middle of the stream. I guess in the meantime I'll show you, I've been trying to salvage my single player world. It's a little tricky because I'll show you the mods situation is so different with 0.7. Now this is so weird. This little guy thing, it just, I don't know why it's 0.8 is what I'm getting at. Uh, all these other ones are, oh, I guess I can add this one now. These are the ones they haven't fixed up yet, and so the ones that we have are over here, and I've got them all, and I added a few as well. The problem is when I go ahead and load this game, and you'll see here in just a second what happens, it doesn't load correctly. And I'll show you, I'll just let it load and I'll show you what's going on. But in the meantime, I'll also say that uh, I was very pleased that they were able to repair whatever the glitch was with the server, and get that sorted out, because that was going to be, I was going to quit the server if they didn't get that glitch fixed, because obviously I had just spent hours working on my base, and it would be very frustrating not to be able to do that. Um, you may have noticed I redid my mill. I'm not sure how far along. I think my mill was just like a single windmill blade with a sawmill mechanical part at the bottom. And I redid it to basically be a double-bladed windmill with all three types of production blocks at the bottom. Okay, we're getting some pausing here. Hopefully it loads. Problem is that when it tries to load these games sometimes without the correct mods, it really struggles. This is the struggle I've been having with my single-player world. We may have to just start over, to be honest. But I did save my warehouse, so my warehouse is saved, and that was the most important building that I made. I think what's going on is that there's a mod that contained like certain blocks, and that mod was no longer available, so the objects that were being supported by those blocks are currently being calculated to interact and fall down and whatnot. And so it's an extreme lag here. And that's one of the reasons I'm having trouble reviving this world. And I'm really sad about it too, because I really like this world, but it's kind of like, do you really want to complain that the game is advancing? No, of course not. I guess it just maybe is a sign. If you want to have a modded playthrough, you really need to get through it. You need to make your progress in it during that generation, because the next generation of mods is going to be different. You're going to have trouble. And you certainly should consider minimizing the use of those mods to ornamentation rather than structural blocks. That's a lesson that I'm learning now. Because if they're structural blocks, you're going to end up with collapses when you try to load the game. So we'll see if this loads. If it doesn't load, I'll just restart the game and we'll go back to the multiplayer server. But I think it might well load yet. We'll just have to see. I also may have done something with the water that might be affecting it. So let's just give it another minute or so, and then we'll quit if it doesn't work. All right. In the meantime, I'll give you some thoughts on my plans for my multiplayer world. Um, so right now, what I'd like to do... Oh, here we go. I'll hold that thought. We're at 99%. Sometimes you get the 99% glitch where it gets to 99 and it doesn't load. We'll have to see what it chooses to do here. I guess I'll tell you my thoughts anyway while it's trying this. My thoughts are that we're going to build a outer wall around most of the part of the island that I occupy in the multiplayer server. We'll build the keep into that wall structure. We'll have the mill right where it is, basically. And we will build a tower system, and then we'll have a village outside the wall. I mean, it's basically just a castle on the side of an island. Okay, well, I'm going to give this another minute or so. It already got to 99. I want to give it a chance to try to load here. And no matter what happens, it's going to be screwed up, you know. It's just the nature of this game. I just, when I say nature of this game, I mean the save state and the trying to salvage a a world from a prior generation with mods that are not compatible. Um, Boy, I'm not really feeling this one. Oh, oh, hold on. My little cursor went away. Oh, here we go. Of course, you can't see a damn thing. And there's the hangman. Okay. And there's my warehouse. Okay. Oh, wow. It's actually relatively intact. I mean, I did something with the water mod that needs to be fixed. That looks horrible, but... and I know you cannot see this, but... There's the warehouse. Boy, I must have added a lighting mod or something that makes everything look really dark. Because you can barely see anything. Oh, look. My bamboo's here. That's crazy. That's unexpected because... I would have thought the bamboo would have gone away because I thought I got rid of the bamboo mod. All my still water stuff is there. It looks terrible. My fountain is still there. My inn is there. I think it may be not quite as built up as it was. Same with the blacksmith, maybe. That it's not quite... yeah, because I had finished the blacksmith in the previous version of the world. I had to load an earlier version of the world. We do have some damage, some structural damage here. Probably due to the bricks not loading in right, or maybe it's roof caving in. I'm not sure. Either way, we'll figure it out. But and I know you can't see this at all, other than the very, very faint lights. But I'm actually somewhat encouraged by that, so that's good to know. I'll have to come back and experiment with that later. But good to know we're making some progress there. Okay, so let's see if the old Copper Hill server is back up yet. Sometimes it takes a while for them to get it back. Okay, it's not up yet. That is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Let me check the Discord. This was 20 minutes ago. Yeah. Well, I guess they're just talking about crashes here, and so, I mean, that's the one thing about this game that I will say. As much as I love it, is it does tend to crash a lot. Now, granted, some of the crashes are probably related to mods that are not programmed correctly, or whatever you want to say, but it is an issue. So we'll give this just another... Tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and end the video now, and we'll come back in just a little while, and we'll do another episode. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Medieval Engineers.